How you guys doing today? Welcome to this beautiful place with me. I'm glad you guys were able to join me today. Thank you for watching this video. What I'm going to tell you about today is why it's good to struggle. Why it's good to have pain. Why it's good to have trauma. Why it's good to not like your life, to hate your living situations. All of the above. You get the idea where this is going. I'm just going to get into it. I have this relative of mine. I don't want to go into too much details about their relative, but they have a dog, and this dog is so like ridiculously domesticated. You know, for me watching it, I mean, to you, maybe to them, it's just normal. That's what a dog's supposed to be. It's like people are like they want their dog to be trained. I'm used to having dogs that are wild, that aren't trained whatsoever. They just do whatever they want to do, and nobody says anything to them, and they just live in this like eternal bliss and happy state, which is what we're looking for, to not be bothered and to just be happy all the time for no reason. It's what we want. I mean, wouldn't you want that? I know I do, at least. So anyway, they have this dog. It's like super domesticated, super trained. Like they have it, they tell it what to do. They tell it to go to this crate, and it'll go in a crate and it'll just stay there, and it won't come out for hours until they tell it could come out. It'll just stay there, upset a little bit. They have it, basically he's trying to like be a good person. He seems like he's his own real person. He's actually trying to be good for them. And it's kind of similar to a human, where it's like you kind of get trained in a sense where you're trying to be good for your parents or for your teachers or for your friends or for society. You're trying to be a certain way so that you can be socially accepted. It's normal, it's natural, it's instinctual. There's nothing wrong with this. Except for when you get to the point where it starts to hinder you. It starts to hurt you, which is where this video is going to really kind of pick up. Because what I want to tell you is why it's good to be the dog who's domesticated, the dog who doesn't like his life, the dog who's struggling, the dog who's actually trying to please people, make them happy, and he seems like he's actually causing them more stress, more worry, more misery, versus the dog that's just wild and he just has a look of pure love in his eyes, like he just knows nothing but peace and happiness. See, now the difference and the beauty of it, the beauty of it being of struggling, is that this dog that is domesticated, that doesn't like his life in a sense, like this is you sort of, this is like us sort of, you're in a situation where you don't like your life, you don't like your current living situation, you're not happy with it. Now the beauty of that is because now you have a choice, now you have developed some sort of self-awareness. Now you're like, oh, I have my own life to live. I can change my circumstances and I can make them better. See, that's really what I'm trying to explain to you, is that for you to get to a point where you don't like your life, you don't like something about it, you hate something, that takes you developing awareness. You know, when you just walk around in this like, if you just like in a state of a baby, of a child, where you're just happy, carefree and everything for no reason, there's no wisdom with that. There's no awareness with that. You're just like letting life throw you around and do whatever it wants, and you're just happy anyway. And the real end goal, the real evolution for humans, at least I believe, is to get to a point where you get to that state where you are happy, you are carefree, you are just enjoying your life for no reason, but without it just letting you take you wherever you want. It's like after you have that pain, that trauma, you develop that awareness, you develop that desire, that need, that want to change your life, and you realize that you can, then and only then do you have the power to create whatever life for yourself you want to have. And it's like, I say power is like some godly divine like gift, and now it's just inside of you, and now you can go create your world. But it's like, if you were happy already, if you were blissful for no reason really, like it's just your natural state, which is beautiful, which is what we all want, is where it is our natural state, is how we're born. But when you're just like that, then you don't have any problems, and then you're not looking for any solutions in a sense. You're not looking to actually do anything. Like, kind of just imagine this for a second. If right now you are happy, completely fulfilled, completely happy in life, would you want to have a successful career? Would you want to run a business? Would you really want to do anything if you can just sit down on a couch and be just as happy as you would if you were spending $1 million to go on some extravagant vacation or some crazy? That's like, it's like an exaggeration of it, as you see. But the point is, where you're just kind of lost in that blissful state, you're not really thinking about what you're doing. You're not necessarily that aware about life. You really are just like, some like life situation happens and you're just like, this is just my life. And then some other life situation happens and then you're like, this is just my life. Let me try to summarize this. It sounds a little bit like I'm rambling, so I'm trying to make a point out of this. There's a saying that says the greatest lie that was ever told that we all believe is that our lives are up to fate. That we don't have any real control over it. That wherever you are, it was just your destiny to be there. Now you can have some great destiny. You can have some grand mission, some grand purpose, but understand that there is real free will. You can truly at any given moment do whatever you want to do. And now this is a scary thought. It's a scary thought to actually experience, to actually believe in your body. Because like I look at these bushes and I'm like, oh, I can just jump in and I can just roll around and be free. Or then you're walking down the street and you're like, as really as it's where it really gets scary and it really gets extreme, you're just like, oh, somebody can just stab me right now randomly. So I'm standing here, somebody could just come out and they can stab me. Sure, they get arrested, but there is nothing to really stop them. There's no real boundaries. So it's like, it's kind of a scary world, one where you have free will, because it's like anybody can truly do anything at any given moment. But that's what gives you the possibility of creating whatever life you want to create for yourself, living whatever life you want to live for yourself, understanding that because you had that trauma, because you had that suffering, because you had that anxiety, you had that depression, you had those problems, you had those situations, those concerns, whatever you want to call it. Now that you hate, I'll just say it like this, now that you hate your life, now you can change it. Now you can make your own life. It's a gift. It's a gift for you. It's my gift for you. Okay, it's not my gift for you, but it's the universe's gift for you. It's the universe's gift for you to understand that you have the power to change your life, so then you can go find your destiny. Then you can go on your purpose. Then you can go on your mission. Then you can create whatever life you want to have for yourself. Then you can pursue a true happiness, true peace of mind in every aspect of it. Financial freedom, so you don't have to worry about all the problems like worries that comes with stress. Having a good relationship with your family, because you're actually in control. You're not like, I'm just floating around and I'm just happy all the time for no reason. You're like, okay, I know myself. I know how to make myself happy. I know my family, I know how to make them happy. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna take action towards it. I'm gonna watch our mental, emotional, and potentially spiritual health. I'm gonna have a good relationship with my family. See, these are like choices you have to make, but if you're just floating around in some ultimate bliss state where you're happy no matter what, why would you even think about this stuff? Why would you even care? You're just happy anyway. You're not gonna try to make yourself happy if you're already happy. You're not gonna necessarily be concerned about other people's happiness if you're happy in this ultimate state, because you might be ignorant to the fact that they're not happy, because you don't know what it's like. It's good to have that comparison, to have that experience, to have that understanding, because if you don't know what it's like, then it's a lot harder to be compassionate for someone who's suffering. Now, it doesn't mean you can't. You know, there's people out there like Jesus who just seem like they were in some like beautiful state of mind in a beautiful world in his own reality, and he went and he wants to share that with other people. But it doesn't happen that way for most people. Most people, if they don't experience the hunger for themselves, then they don't know what it's like to be hungry. And then they end up not giving to the hungry and just looking at the hungry like that's their problem, that they're hungry. When that hungry could be your own family, could be your own friends, could be people right next to you that are suffering. Where's this video even going? I don't quite know, but basically to show you that there's a point, there's a purpose, there's a beauty to suffering. Because now I've showed you too, you can create your own life doing whatever you want to do. You can chase after financial freedom, success, being financially independent, not because you need to be rich, but just so you don't have to worry about all the stresses that come along with money problems. And you can chase and you can pursue a good family life because you're actually concerned about how they feel mentally and emotionally, and you're going to do what you can to help them. Why? Because you're aware now. Why? because you suffered, because you had trauma, because you had struggles. As Eckhart Tolle would say, there is no enlightenment without pain, without problems, without suffering. And you had all your problems, you had all your pains, and you had all your suffering for a reason. You don't need to suffer anymore. Now is just time for you to find your way out of the suffering, to climb back up that ladder, and to help the people around you climb out of that ladder too. Because you're not alone. We're all suffering. We're all going through our own problems and our own struggles. I hope you guys have a better life because you sat here with me today and you watched this video. Have a nice life.